Hi there, pumpkin pie. If greed 3 can't even rally, what hope does Bitcoin have in this bull market? Welcome back to you. We're just having some fun here, friends. Remember, greed 3 is Dave Portsoy's coin. You gotta drop it, Dave. I'm just a regular American guy. Greed 1 and greed 2 were hot. We gotta get greed 3. Greed. Oh man, look at my laugh, man. I'm having fun. We're just swinging from these ultra depression levels, man. It is what it is. Cracking on through. And look, friends, look, you have to reflect on these things because these are the times like you really do learn. But you know, I'm just gonna show you. It's kind of funny. This is a clip from Trump today. I'm just gonna show it to you now. Look what he says.
All I know is this: we're going to take in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs. And we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you, you just watch. We're going to have jobs. We're going to have open factories. It's going to be great.
Oh, man. Well, you're going to be so rich. You're not going to even know where to spend it. It just doesn't hit the same way when the prices are going down, isn't it, man? But, man, we're so optimistic looking at others' BTC. But it is what it is, man. Hanging out here, hoping that we do coil up. Eventually start to rocket up. We need Ethereum to go up higher, friends. I mean, like Ethereum, just to show you the pain's been painful. But what are you going to do? You're going to leave? Let's play some Pokemon music, friends.
I wanna be the very best that no one ever was.
You're going around here collecting friends like Pokemon, right? And I want to just remind you, look how early you are to PulseChain, friends. You have Crispy Man, Randy, and Axis. They're at the Pulse 369 tour, okay? That's the top. That's early. You just have a couple of regular dudes coming out. Crispy Man's built Hex file, right? For example, analytics and stuff out here, like Grassroots survived through minus 99%, still here, powering on. Okay, that's early. Look what not early is. This is the Bitcoin Michael Saylor New Year's Eve party. You have all the Bitcoin girls who are a top signal for 2021. You've got like Michael Saylor, New York East party. You have here with Copen and Saylor and everyone hanging out in this party and just this fest of sausages. By the way, Hayden Davis's sister is an actual Lady of the Night escort. Don't ask me how I know. No, I'm just joking, friends. Of course, like, well, you know how everyone knows. You know, information got leaked. She's trying to do one of those, you know, those James Bond movie escorts where they try to sleep with people to get like nation state secrets. That's what she's pretty much doing. She was actually at this New York New Year's Eve party of Bitcoin. See, friend, that's not early, man. When you have these pools and glitter on everyone's face and hey, let's not buy altcoins. Let's actually just do 30x leverage on Bitcoin, which is effectively what they're doing. That's not early, friend. So now you got to say, not early and early. And like, it's not even close, right? You also, friends, in Bitcoin, the US government's in. Uncle Peter Schiff's in. Literally, Skeptics and Laggards are in. Now they're cranking on more leverage. They're gonna run out, man. You can't do that forever. You know, we know what happens. PulseChain's not even listed on a tier 1 exchange. So you got Skeptics and Laggards on one end, and then not even listed on a tier 1 exchange on the other. The growth is going to be big once we finally turn this ship around. But we need Ethereum to comply. We also need the racist Russell 2000 to comply, friends. So this is just I think this is in South Africa. Kill all whites. So, man, it's so weird. I was reading some of these things. Apparently, in South Africa, it's just very strange. I don't know about the politics and stuff out here. Just some strange part. Apparently, white people are only 10%. It's like 50 million people. Only white people are only 10%, and then everybody made like really strict stuff that just it gets really messy and controversial. Man, it's just a wild time we live in, friends. You want to know why? Because I've grown up. I would hear from wise people. You know, it's in my brain scattered everywhere. Where they say the rich upper class, they pit poor people against themselves. So poor people face each other. Oh, it's the immigrants, it's this color, it's this whatever, and they keep fighting. And then the fat cats just sit at the top and they do nothing. Now, back then, because it was early days, right? Everyone just said, oh, the rich upper class people. But now, with more knowledge spread out to the world, it's not just the money part, it's the power part. It's deep state, the insider cabal, you know, the families' names. I don't want to say their names, friends, because they control YouTube pretty much. You know what I'm talking about. And we fall for it every time. We fall for it every time. A lot of people, being poor, man, it really is a state of mind. It really is. You got to get rich in your head first, where you realize, like, it's not... Look, you don't live in a world where you have an infinite battery source to just, like, be angry at everyone for everything all day, right? But it does get hard, right? Because we're meant to be seeing that the answer's meant to be crypto. But man, this you got to admit, this is funny, friends. This is funny. So in May 2022, T1, all I need you to say, Mr. Richard Hart, is that everything will be all right. You'd be surprised how many minds would put us at ease. Everything will be all right. We've been here before a dozen times. 3 years ago. You know where this message is going. So 3 years ago, friends, Bitcoin 28K, Ethereum 2K, Hex 8 cents. So since that point, so Bitcoin does a 3x rally, Ethereum's done nothing, and Hex is down, I think, 80%. So you can actually see combined Hex. So Hex price was 8 cents back then. That was after a capitulation. Yeah, it's down 8. It's actually worse. It's down 84%. Oh man, that's tough. But you can see why, right? Ethereum sideways. Ethereum is still 2,000. Yeah, if you want higher gains, you need to pray Ethereum to be like over 5,000. It's got to be above its all-time high. I mean, it's got to pray harder. Look what's happened in the past 3 years, though. Look at all the progress we've made, and the prices still suck for everything. PulseChain got released. Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETF. Richard Hart gets attacked by SEC. He gets listed on Interpol. Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. Richard Hart defeats SEC in court. All of that. So that's why the news, fans, what people think is good news is not actually what you always get right. Look, news can be good or bad, but it just gets digested within a day. Or it's already priced in. Yeah. If you want good news, okay, tell me that the US dollar is about to go 5 points lower next week. It's going to drop from 106 down to 101. Whatever it is. Down from 102 to 96. Drop me 5 points in the Dixie. Okay, that's my good news. Yeah. This whole perception game of like, oh, the ETF is released or someone likes this chain, that's not actually enough to break you away from a cycle. I don't know, it feels bad now in our hearts, but you will thank me and thank the market for this when we're going up in a bull market, whenever that decade comes, and bad news appears and random governments try to ban stuff and try to kill stuff. You'll be thanking the market that it doesn't believe the government opinion of that. You know, so that's something in the future. Basically, news can't break away from the fundamentals of the cycle. They can't. We try, we see it all the time. It can deviate up or deviate down. Eventually, the machine basically brings it back. So I do wonder what holds for the next 12 months. Yeah, friends, everyone knows the prices are absolutely dog shit. There's no surprise here. Yeah, we wanted everything to be better. If you're curious as well, crowd expectations, the crowd expected on average a 100x from SAC price. Okay, 100x. So that's why the crowd expected 100x from SAC price back then. Now the crowd is down to 35x. That's the crowd consensus. So consensus used to be 100x SAC because that had 500x's and 1,000x and 10,000x expectations. Because remember, we're doing the survey gatherings. It was information being gathered from 2021 when Hex was going up. So then obviously Eric doing what looks like now a magnificent bet. He's like, you're so shit, you're not even going to hit 10x SAC price after 2 years of launch. You know what I mean? And then see, that's why you got to learn, friends. That's why we laugh, we cry, we do these. I'm here to teach you, man. People, including me, we all thought 10x above SAC price is very achievable after 2 years of launch because Doge hit 90 billion market cap doing nothing. And Cardano hit 100 billion in 2020 doing nothing. We thought, okay, so if you do 10x SAC price for PulseChain, that's about 15 billion market cap. Okay, so it didn't. Now, just because it didn't now doesn't mean it can't in the future. All right, that's something important to think about. You've now learned, right? So I'm trying to teach you, friends. I don't give a shit about people's opinions, okay? I'm telling you, there will be another public ICO coming later on, okay? Not Richard Hart's sacrifice or anything. It could be just something else, a public opportunity. Just be careful, okay? There's going to be a top signal of sorts, raise $1 billion. It's going to be in the hot mess all over again, okay? And it'll be the same tricks, telling people to get in. It's going to be great. You know, you can't lose. It's going to look really, 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 really good. Always looks really good. Look how good PulseChain looked. Richard Hart streaming, saying, look, I made this coin do 10,000x. I have a lot of tricks. I'm a billionaire. I have a lot of money. You see maybe all these things, talking about, oh, all the haters are capitulated. You're still early because Hex isn't even like $10 yet. We're not even listed on Binance and Coinbase. So you did this drum up all these things. You're still early, but we weren't in 2021. So you've learned this lesson now, but also, all those good news that have come out, it makes you wonder, what's it going to take? Well, you know, it's cyclical forces, man. It's cyclical forces, friends. China's already printing because the US dollar's coming down. We just need, I guess, the US dollar to keep coming down and for everything to continue. I want to show you this quick clip of dedication, friends. Very quick click. So this guy is an absolute beast. Look at this guy. So on Guitar Hero, the game, there's a song here, Through the Fire and Flames. And this dude put it at 200% speed. He spent 9 months and 50,000 attempts to do this. This guy's an absolute freak. Look at it, gets perfection. This is 1x speed, friends. Look at this. He is an absolute beast. Look at his fingers. This is wild. Man, he's gonna have RSI in his fingers. Look at that. Look, it starts to get really, 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 really wild. Look at this. Look at that. What the hell's going on? What's going on? Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh, man.
Oh, my God!
Oh, man. Euphoria.
Oh, my God! I did it!
Right there, see that? Euphoria. You see that? You can't get that moment back. You win. You win. Now, if it was a price chart, you start getting short up there. Yeah, that means, bro, you just spent 9 months, 50,000 attempts. You just won. No matter what happens after this point, it's never going to beat that moment where you just, oh, yeah. That's what, see what I mean? That's it, friend. That's Euphoria. You see that? Listen again. Listen again.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Oh my God!
Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Oh my God! I did it! Oh
I was here. I was here.
my God, dude!
It's over.
Yes!
I was here. I have goosebumps. Look at that, friends. I have goosebumps. The crowd has goosebumps. You know what I love doing? Whenever like you play a game, video game, you spend a lot of time on it. I love going to YouTube and I watch other people play it. So especially Dark Souls. Friends, there's some freaks out there. You think crypto's hard? Friends, there's people here. They've played all the Souls games. They're called the God Run number 3, where you finish all the games in a row without getting hit once. It's absolutely insane. I remember watching one video, one guy, I think it was the Hobbit guy. I'm not kidding. He trained for about a year for this. And in his, I think it was like, yeah, it's about 10 months in. He got to, I'm not joking. I think back then it was like God Run number 1. So you finished number 1, 2, and 3 back to back without getting hit. He got to the final game, the final boss, the final moment, okay? Literally the final boss, literally after all these, like, 50 bosses, all these. Oh my God. He got to the very, very end. He got hit. He got hit. And then after that moment, he went into overdrive and then he kept practicing and practicing and practicing. He finally was able to do it. And it was like, he had that euphoria. It was actually amazing. It was really, really, I still remember this moment watching it. I'll just watch this because when you play these games, you're like, oh my gosh, that part took me like 3 hours and he's just running right through, right? So it's amazing, right? So what we're going through in crypto right now is like this.
Come on, one time.
You see what I mean? It really, that's what we're going through right now. And one day there will be glory. And it's kind of funny. Look at scrolling down. I love all the comments here. Turkey, Turkey, if you believe in you can do it, you can will. You will. Look at Matt Smead. Why not just learn to play the guitar? You know what you sound like, Matty? You sound like Donald Trump when he says, why don't you just go buy a real coin? Why don't you just go buy like a real physical coin that you can put in your pocket? Yeah, that's the funny part. That's the best part of all. Now, baby dolls, the monthly candle for Bitcoin, it's still red. This sucks big time because before in the past, we never had like 2 red months in a row in the bull market. Just letting you know. Actually, never. Look at this. We never had, on the way up, we never had 2 red months in a row. See, this is 2016, but in the actual bull market year, we never had 2 months in a row. The only times we did was the scam Chinese bull market, but that was after 6 green monthly candles. So a lot of people are wondering as well, what happens if it's over now? What do you mean what's over? If we have to wait another 4 years? But that's part of the fee, man. That's the fee, friends. What you actually find is, and by the way, I was here in zombie virus times, people knew the government was stimulating, but they still sold crypto and stocks down as it was coming back up because their rationale was that it's a depression for the next 5 to 10 years. It's going to be a bear market for a long time. Even though the government's doing stuff, it won't help. Okay, so we see the same thing right now. You're going, oh, Donald Trump is trying to fix the economy, but they're saying, oh, it's going to take too long to fix. Let's just get out. Then you actually realize most people are just full of poop. They're just selling red candles because the candles are red. And that's why I'm just going to keep holding. That's it, friends. I've been ill. I've been sick. Man, but also, on top of all these, I have to make a very special mention here too. Friends, do you remember, friends? Actually, let me just play it for you. Okay, you'll see it here. Do you remember Mr. Coin Trader? Friends, do you remember MistaFuccYou, who was the meme coin trader? Rest in peace. So, Mr. FU, friends, rest in peace. He ended his own existence with a water pistol, live on camera, a real water pistol. Rest in peace, sir. And what is so disgraceful for this crypto piece of shit industry is that him literally putting a gun to his head on stream wasn't a bottom signal. That breaks my heart. That kills my soul right now. My soul's getting squeezed. Because he's looking down at us going, oh, well, see, the right thing to do was leave. That was the right thing to do. It didn't get better, actually. That breaks my heart. And I don't want to live in that world where things just keep getting worse infinitely after freaking 4, 5, 6 godforsaken years and everything just keeps going down. That hurts, man. That really does hurt. Because when you're looking at stuff like this, like everything just continuously sliding down. Man, like look at these, friends. Even like Ethereum, right? It drops, the piece of garbage drops another 30% down here. But still, we have to remain resilient. I don't know what the future holds. It's just like, okay. If a football player is on the field, he does not know if he's going to win the match. He does not know if he's going to score a goal. He doesn't actually know. His job, though, is to play the best move. You train for it, okay? And there's different scenarios, right? Are you closer to your goal, the middle of the pitch, or you're close to their goal? So depending on where you're spaced, there's a different, optimal plan for attack. So you're not going to try shoot a goal when you're like literally near your own pitch, right? Near your own half of the field. So give me an example. In crypto, yes, shooting for goals where you're still waiting for us to make it to the other side of the pitch. Yeah, it's like it feels like it's making one step a week. And that step of the pitch is going to take a few years. But that's ultimately what it comes down to. It. Your job is as an investor. Okay, so if you want to trade, just be a G, get out and trade. No one cares. Okay, if your job as an investor, okay, it's not to time everything. It's to identify cheap and hold through cheap. That's it. And then identify expensive and de-risk through the expensive. That's what the job of an investor is. But I understand the pain. The pain is like, well, man, what if you never get expensive? I know. Welcome to the uncertainties. That's what everybody always says, friends. Well, here's the thing. Okay. If we go up one day, 1 year, 1 decade, if we go up, people get FOMO. What's the first word of FOMO, friends? Fear. What's the fear? That it will never come down. They get that fear. Now, I know it's hard for you to recognize, but that's markets. You show so much strength, they have a fear that it's never going to come down, that they're going to miss out. That's what their biggest fear is. So fear works both ways, right? Now we have the fear of it never going up. Yeah, but there will be a fear that it never comes down. And we're waiting for that moment. If you believe it's never ever going to happen, okay, click sell, leave. Let us all know. I'll mute you for 580 days. You get unmuted at the end of the next, in the midst of the next bear market when you're crying for a green candle. Okay, just like now, but it'll be like crying because there's nuclear explosions around. Okay, for the rest of us, we understand the risks of this game. I'm gonna keep holding. You can choose what you want to do. You're my friend. Like, subscribe. I'm wearing a Bulbasaur jumper. Love you. Catch you soon.